Hey, rising entrepreneurs. Are you looking for a straightforward, no nonsense way to learn how to calculate your ROI, your return on investment from your online ads, your online marketing strategy? This is the right place. This is what I've got for you today. I'm Case Lane from Ready Entrepreneur, and I'm here to deliver solutions for you that you can actually implement right away, you can understand and use in your business. So if you're a solopreneur or you're a small business owner or maybe you're an indie author and you're wondering, hey, are online ads even worth it? Like, should I bother advertising on Facebook or Google or Amazon? And if you're a little worried, like, is this going to be a waste of money? How do I know if I'm getting a return? That's what we're going to talk about today, is how you know that so that you can make a really good decision for your business. This is how to calculate a real answer based on your own business numbers. So we want to talk about the return on investment just for online advertising based on your business. You need to understand your cost is relative to your goals. And by that I mean, sure, you're spending money, but you could be earning a lot of money on the other end. And you're the one who really knows that and understands that because it's your business and your customers. So if somebody says to you, hey, Facebook advertising is super expensive and you shouldn't be doing that and all that kind of thing, your question has got to be, well, how do you know? Unless that person's looking at your books, right, and running the analysis. You as a business owner or an indie author or an online entrepreneur, media entrepreneur, solopreneur, whatever you are, you should know these numbers for yourself. You decide if ad spend is expensive based on the objectives you are trying to achieve. So let's start by setting up your ad with a call to action. We're not going to talk about how to set up ads and all that kind of thing here, but this is the key you need to understand, is your ads have to have some kind of performance measure so you can turn around and see if you're actually delivering value. So the number one thing when you set up your ad is there had to be something like a call to action. You want to know how many people who saw that ad actually did something. Maybe they gave you their email address. Maybe they went to your website. Maybe they watched a video. You just need to know how many people that is. Number one, you want to know what that performance measure is. Because if people take action, then you can measure the value. If you're just sending ads, out there into the cloud and you don't have any action related to it, you don't know what the impact is. Maybe hundreds, thousands of people saw it, but you're not going to really know, if those are potential customers because you didn't have a call to action. So make sure you have some measure on your digital ad so you can use that to help calculate your ROI. Okay? Most people either look at how many people click the ad and how many people take action on the call to action. One or both, whatever. Again, depends on what you want, right? It depends on what you're trying to get. A lot of people want people to go to their website. So clicking on the ad, if it goes to a website, that could be enough for you. So decide what the action literally means to your business. Like what do you expect as a result of the action? Do you expect people on your website? Do you expect email addresses? And the bigger picture is, once they take that first step, what do you want next? I'm going to assume you want sales. Authors want book sales. Mediapreneurs want digital product sales. If you're operating in this business, online entrepreneurship, you want some kind of sale. So it's a multifaceted approach here. You're looking at, I want them to click, I want them to take action, I eventually want them to buy, and you want those all to go together. Now, we're going to use the example of an indie author since I've got that close at hand, and we're going to look at the next step, which is knowing how much you get if that customer becomes a customer that buys. So as an indie author, you could say, okay, I've got a book out there that's $2.99. Maybe I've got a bunch of books that are out there that are priced at $2.99. So what I want is for that customer to eventually buy one of my books. And you can decide it's over a year, it's over, you can decide whatever time frame you like, but let's say it's a year. So as an indie author, though, I'm just going to throw this out there that you're looking at different amounts of money you can get in different situations depending on how your book is being sold. A lot of people sell on Amazon, of course. The book is $2.99. Your royalty payment 70% of that, so that's $2.09. If you're on Smashwords, your royalty payment varies a lot because Smashwords delivers to all sorts of bookstores all over the world. So you will get different payments depending on where your book's sold. And then if you're on your own website and you're using a payment processing app, like Stripe or PayPal for business, well, you're getting then the biggest royalty you could probably get, because they're just going to take the payment processing fee, which is 2.99% plus 30 cents in general. So you're looking then at a 97% return minus the 30 cents, so that's 260. So if you mostly sell books on your website, then you use that 260 number as your potential profits. If you mostly sell books on Amazon, you use that 209 number. And of course, you plug in whatever your book actually costs. We're just using $2.99 here as an example. Okay, so that's the next thing. You've got to know what the profit is that you expect to receive from that customer. Remember, the profit. Okay, not the total revenue. It's not the $2.99 revenue. It's the profit to you, the amount that you'll get in your business. Okay, then you got to know how much it's costing you. So what is this ad spend budget? And in the digital space, you're telling them, for the most part, how much you want to pay. You don't leave it wide open. So you know if you're only paying $1 a day or $2 a day or $3 or $10 or $100. And that's how you can determine what your budget is. If you're bidding on ads, things might be a little different, but you have to look at that too. The most important thing is to know what that total number is. What is the total amount that you are paying for advertising over some particular time period? And just a reminder, in this particular discussion, this video is only about your ROI on advertising, specifically your online advertising spend. We're not counting your ROI for everything else that you did to actually create that product. So if you're an author, we're not talking about your time getting the book cover, the formatting, the editing. If you run an online business, we're not talking about website hosting and your shopping cart and things like that. You should understand how much you've spent on everything. That's super important. And you should understand your ROI on everything. But we're focused right now just on online ads. And the reason is because when you hear people say, oh, it's too expensive or this or that, you need to be able to make the decision for yourself. This has to be something you clearly understand, okay? So the next thing you want to do, you know what your potential profit is, you know what your costs are. Let's look at your results. You will get these results from your advertising platform, whichever one you're using. And this is the general terminology that is used. These are the big three that people tend to look at. People look at impressions. That's the people who see the ad. And that's telling you, just in general, what the size is of your target audience. Now remember, if you're on Facebook or Google or the other sites, you are able to target an audience based on interests and country and things like that. So what you want to understand with impressions is, have you set up a good size audience? Because the impressions will tell you what your reach is for the money you're paying. And maybe you need to pay more money or tweak the audience or something like that. Then people get into clicks. Super important. Did people click on your ad? That's how you understand the impact of your ad copy. Did you even manage to get them to do just that much? Were they intrigued enough to click? So people are interested in what you have to offer. They want to learn more. They click. So you want to know about those clicks. But do clickers take you to sales? The bigger step is a conversion. Those are the people who take action. Why that's important is because, of course, people click all day long on their website, but they don't do things like jump to a website just because they clicked on something or enter their email address or so on. Like, those are steps that they have to take. That's real action that they have to take. So that's going to identify for you your direct audience of interested readers if you're an author, people interested in your product. That's your next potential customer, the people who take action. And it's super, super important to know who they are and to hang on to that number. That's the results you want, those people that actually converted on your ad. Now, what does a conversion mean to you? Because this is where you make the connection between, I got somebody to convert, and now I need to see where that potential profit can come. You need to really think about, what does that mean? So you calculate your return. You divide the total cost of your advertising spend by the total number of conversions. And that's going to give you your cost per conversion. So if this is what you are spending to earn a potential new customer, and the hope that that new customer will eventually become somebody who's a paying customer. So that's your cost per conversion, very important number. Then you compare. So you might go all the way back to when we said, what is your potential profit? In our example, it's $2.09. In that case, you want your maximum cost per conversion to be no more than $2.08, right? Because otherwise, you know for sure you're losing money. If it's costing you more than the potential profit, you're losing money. Now you might say, well, maybe they'll buy 2 books. Okay, great. You can look at it that way. Maybe your books are all series, and so you're like, I'm pretty sure every potential customer who converts is going to buy 2 books from me in the next year or 2, or whatever time frame you give. That's good. You can think of it that way. But sticking with our example, you need to decide what that upper limit is, because you want to be able to look at your results and immediately know if you're making or losing money. Okay? Now, what's the desired cost per conversion? Well, 1 cent or less, right? You don't want free. I guess free is the desired cost, I should say. But if you're actually paying for advertising, then paying 1 cent or less would be fabulous. What does that mean? How does that translate? Well, if you're paying $3 a day for advertising, you're going to need 301 conversions a day, which would be fantastic. So, again, look at what your range is. Your range in here, between 1 cent and $2.08 or whatever that is, that's what you need to understand. Because again, when somebody says to you, oh, it's too expensive, you need to be able to say yes or no based on what your maximum and minimum range is for that cost per conversion number, based on your profit, potential profit, and what you eventually expect to get in sales. Conversions are that target leading to sales. Now, maybe in your business, you're like, well, I think clicks lead to sales. Okay, great. That's awesome. Maybe clicks take people to your website, and your website's really cool, and people buy off your website. So maybe clicks lead to sales. So you decide what is the step that your customers take that is going to then take them to the next step that you want to lead to sales. What happens if you've got absolutely no sales, regardless of the number of conversions? And this happens. So let's say you ask people to enter their email list because your email to get something free. So now you're building up an email list, but nobody's buying anything from you. So you've got an email list of 100 subscribers because you have 100 conversions and 0 sales. And let's say your time frame is 30 days. So in 30 days, that's what happened. If that's what you're looking at, you got to change tactics, because you need to drive those sales. You don't want to be just paying for advertising forever and having no sales. So you look at adjusting your ads, take a look at your ad sales copy, maybe adjust your offer. Maybe you want something more dynamic, engage with the audience somehow. Think about your audience and what they're looking for. But if you continue to see that, you might want to think about, how do you change your tactics? So the other thing you want to understand is your long-term view. How many sales would it take to break even? So let's say you've gone 1 month, you've had 100 conversions and 0 sales. You can look at those numbers and say, okay, this is how many sales in the long term, maybe over the course of the year, it would take to break even. If you're spending $3 a day, you're spending $90 in a month. And you divide that by your 209 potential profit, you round it up to 43. So over the course of the year, I need at least, at this point in time, I need 43 sales to break even. You might say, hey, I'm going to run a promotion, and maybe that promotion will get me there. Or I'm going to be launching the next book in the series soon, so maybe that will get me there. So this might not be a problem at all. Having 0 sales after 100 conversions might not be a problem at all if you know what your break-even number is. So track your break-even number, because one day you might notice, okay, that number is now too big. This number gets to 43,000 or something like that, you might have spent too much money, okay? But what you want to know is what you feel comfortable with. And if you're like, well, I've got a long-term 1-year plan where I'm pretty sure I can recover these early advertising costs, and I've got this list building, and I really wanted to build a list of people who have, an interest in what I'm doing, then you're in a pretty good position. This doesn't look so bad when you have your long-term plan. So again, this is based on what you want to do for your business. Don't let other people say to you, oh, this is bad, this is horrible, you have no sales, you're not going anywhere. You need to be able to turn around and say to them, yeah, I've got no sales right now, but I only need 43 to break even, and I've got a plan to get that 43, okay? So do your own math. That's what I'm coming down to here. And I hope this really helped you understand how to do your math. Your return depends on your reasons for advertising. So why are you creating the ads? What do you want to achieve with the ads? What book or product do you want to sell? What are the potential profits? You've got to pursue your own ad strategy, and you've got to know your own numbers. Don't let other people get in your mind about whether or not you're doing the right or wrong thing, because you know for sure based on hard numbers. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If you need more info, I am Case Lane, and I want to help you apply real solutions to your business challenges. So come on over to readyentrepreneur.com. readyentrepreneur.com. Contact me, contact Case at readyentrepreneur.com. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a dialogue about what you can do with what you need for your business. You'll see blogs. You'll see I've got a podcast. Reach out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let me know, Ready Entrepreneur. Let me know. I've also got, if you want to do a deeper dive into how to measure your ROI, go onto the website, check out courses. I've got a learning to measure your ROI based on your own business. It's this presentation, the audio, the step-by-step guide, a cheat sheet, and a worksheet. So it just gives you a lot more information. You can read it at your own leisure. You can also, if you're on my website, just go to the blog, which is also detailed information. The blog is right there. Everything is spelled out. And, the course would give it to you in a different format, more step-by-step and cheat sheet and worksheet type format. But you go to the blog and you get all that information, okay? So once again, if you go to readyentrepreneur//courses and you look for the how to measure your ROI, you can get all the detailed information. If you go to the blog, you get the blog in detail. These are the folks that provide materials that one can use online for free. I always want to point that out to entrepreneurs. Slides Carnival, Pixabay, great for helping set up your presentations. And again, I'm Case Lane. Go on over to readyentrepreneur.com. Let me know what else you would like. Put in the comments other information you would like about applying real solutions to your business challenges. Thanks very much for listening.